It's on.
All right, all right. We've made it to the pool. We're here at the. Where are we really?
What's the name of this place?
I don't really know the name of this place. Well, this is my. This is not really my house. This is what you get included in a house when you live here in Chiang Mai, and I thought we'd spend a nice little day in the sun, the lovely winter rainy season of Thailand. It's how hot is it now?
I don't know.
30 degrees, and we
Yeah.
thought it's too hot to
We're in
record
the
on the.
shade right now, so it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Yeah, it's too hot to record a podcast anywhere else other than
Yeah.
the pool. And luckily, we have all the pool area we want in the world. I am joined by, introduce yourself.
My name is Mattia Jubilato. I go by Jubi, and
Julie.
I right now I'm focusing a lot on having my personal brand. But I started off as a freelancer, a copywriter. I finished school, graduated out of high school 3 months ago, and suddenly after that, I decided to move out to my parents' house. I was like, fuck it, let's go to Thailand. It was the first place for digital nomads. And I'm like, let's go to Chiang Mai, actually. So, yeah, that's where we met here in Chiang Mai to a rooftop meeting. And what about you?
Oh, where was I? I am an Amazon. I started off as an Amazon FBA seller. I got bored of living in the UK, so I started traveling. I traveled for about 1 year full time. Traveled all across Europe, all across Asia, and the one place I felt that was the best place for nomads and people like me is Chiang Mai. So after 2 years of traveling full time, I got bored in Japan one day and I thought, you know what, it's time to settle down. Where's the best place in the world? Chiang Mai. So I moved over here in the space of about 3 months. I've been living here for 3 months. So much work has happened. The networking I've been doing, even with us two ourselves, just at a digital nomad event, the amount of people you can meet here in Chiang Mai and the people I have met in Chiang Mai is crazy. The average person you meet in the UK or in Italy, you talk to the average person, our age or not our age, you're going to get the same answer. What do you do? I'm at university, I'm at school, I'm at work,
So accurate.
I'm at recruitment. I'm like, okay, cool. That doesn't really do anything with me. Whereas here, the average person you meet, oh, I design websites. I'm a marketing expert. I sell on Amazon. You're like, oh, these are the type of people I want
Yeah.
to meet and have conversations with.
Yeah, I agree. And it's so easy. Like,
Yes.
every person you see here that doesn't look like a Thai person,
and,
and it doesn't look like a tourist, like a complete noob.
yeah,
You ask him, "Hey, what's up? What you doing?
yeah,
Yeah, what you working on? What you doing here in Thailand?"
yeah.
Boom! I have a company. I do that. I work for fucking. I am a video editor for that channel. You got 5 million subscribers. I do that.
Like,
And
all right, cool. Let's
so
work
easy.
together. Let's set up a meeting. Let's do
Yeah.
this. Let's see how we can work together.
It's so easy that it's almost not even funny.
It's
So
literally,
easy.
and like if you want to network properly and meet high income individuals in the Western world, you have to go to cigar lounges, 5-star
Yeah.
hotels, spend lots of money here, spend lots of money here. Here, you just walk down the street. If you see a white person with no elephant trousers, no backpack, what do you do?
Elephant trousers.
How are you out here? Because you're clearly not a tourist. You're clearly living here, and you're not a localer. What do you do? I run this and this. All right, cool. I run this and this. Let's work
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of the things I love most about Chiang Mai, and it's just how good, how easy it is to meet people.
And how affordable it is to
Oh,
come here. So, as you said, in what place an 18-year-old freelancer can move by himself at 18 and find connections, if not Thailand or
yes,
Vietnam, Indonesia, but here there are more connections.
yes. I think yeah, there's nowhere else in the world where a young entrepreneur can leave his house, be able to comfortably afford rent, living expenses, and have amazing networking opportunities other than really Southeast Asia. Maybe there's like some parts in South America, but South America is pretty dangerous. If you're young and you're by yourself, I wouldn't recommend South America. I'd recommend Southeast Asia. Then you have to narrow it down on what are the options in Southeast Asia. If you want good networking, the best places to go are either Bali or Thailand. I was going to move to Bali when I first. I've actually started a war with the entire island, not country, of Bali, which may or may not have been done on purpose. I'm not going to get into that at the moment. When I was going to move to Bali at the start, you
The
hear
country of Bali.
the country, the continent of Bali, the entire continent of Bali. I was going to move there because you see it on social media. Wow, it's amazing. But so many people, and there's so many successful people out there that they all go to Bali. And don't get me wrong, Bali is an amazing island. It's beautiful. The rice fields, the mountains, the beaches, the corals, amazing. But so many influencers and digital nomads move there that it's taken over the island. There's too much dirt everywhere. There's too much traffic everywhere. And when I was there, I just thought I need to find the perfect place for young people like us who make money online to just grow exponentially.
Yeah.
I think our generation has been neglected and forgotten about by the older generations. They've set everything up for themselves. They're comfortable with their big companies, their big 9 to 5 jobs that they offer to the generation in the West. With media, they control the media now. Our generation has been forgotten about. We are people that want to travel and be free like the human was designed to
Yeah.
be. And you just can't get that in the West. And that's why I think we've both looked into Thailand and then, all right, cool, where to Thailand? I traveled around the south of Thailand. Too much parties. It's a holiday destination. Don't get me wrong, it's one of the
Yeah.
best holiday destinations in the world. Some of the best parties in the world are there. The full moon party, the jungle raves, the island parties, Phuket. But it's not a place to graft and work.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why we all settled down here in Chiang Mai, and we haven't looked back since.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for a month only, so I'm not gonna speak, and I haven't traveled the world that much
Mm.
to say that. But what you say about our generation, and the sad thing is that 99% of our generation doesn't even know of this.
Mm.
99% is not that they can't afford it, or it just doesn't even cross their mind to not to go to college, to not following, to not like. Imagine if you don't have a degree, bro.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah.
Can you imagine not having a degree?
That's what my family said. Like, I have a strong
Every
Russian
family,
family. They're
bro.
like, you go to university, get a degree. I'm like, yeah, what if I don't want to work for the rest of my life? What? That's an option? Oh, I didn't know that was an option. Most people, yeah, I was the only person out of anyone I knew, out of anyone I knew, I was the only one that didn't go to college or sixth form. In England, we have college as sixth form. It's like high school. It's like
Hmm.
when you're 16 to 18, just before university. I didn't go there. I dropped out. I started working. Everyone's like, "You're crazy. What are you gonna do? You're never gonna get a job. You're never gonna get this if you don't have a degree." And I got a job straight away because I was able to market myself and market my skills. One of the most important things you have over any degree, work experience, anything is the skills you have.
Yes.
That is going to be with you for the rest of your life. And that's one thing. If you take anything away from this podcast, if you need a starting point anywhere in life, is just develop a skill.
Yes.
Marketing, copywriting, video editing, photo editing, video production, website design, um, social
Anything.
media
Yeah.
edits, anything. Just get a skill behind you,
Yes.
and the world's your oyster.
And what I would add to that, and we talked about that also the other day, it's on top of that. Well, if you don't have any of that, just have some humanitarian skills. Like
Yeah.
be able to communicate, like we're doing right now. Be able to go to that business owner, shake his hand. What are you doing, sir? How are you doing today?
Hmm.
What are you looking for right now in a person? Like straight up, look at me in the eyes, and it's not. It's something that you don't. They don't teach you for, of course. I mean, they don't teach you at all. But it's something that if you had a degree and I didn't, but the business owner could see that you didn't have no communication skill, humanitarian skills, weren't very, you know, he just would have picked me, and I didn't have no skills. All I had was good communication, willpower. I was hardworking person, and that's probably all a person needs nowadays. Outside of degree, outside of everything else,
Hmm.
it's skills that are both money skills, or like in general that can be sold on the market, and humanitarian skills. If you have a good mix of both, you can go wrong in life. I can see a life go wrong, or like you literally are homeless if you have skills both humanitarian and money wise.
Hmm.
I can see it going wrong.
Yeah. That's very true. If you see yourself becoming successful one day and you just don't know where to start and you just don't see yourself going to university or you don't know if you want to go to university, I can promise you, if you just develop a skill, any skill that you want for that matter, There's online courses about literally every single skill out there. There's YouTube videos. You
Yeah.
don't have to have a degree in that skill. You just have to you just know how to do it. And then you need to learn marketing, communication, and be able to present the skills you have across to them.
Yes.
A degree is basically just a piece of paper that shows people who can't communicate the skills that they have.
They don't have. They have on paper.
On paper, they have them, not in the real world. If you have skills that you've developed either in the real world or through your own practical sources, and you can communicate them better than a piece of paper can, you will get much further in life than anyone with a degree can. And I can speak to this from experience. Before I started traveling, I worked for one of the biggest recruitment companies in the UK, Page International, Michael Page. It's a FTSE 100 company, which means it's one of the biggest companies, top 100 companies in the UK. And I worked in recruitment. I managed the Bank of England and the National Health Services.
Damn.
I recruited employees for these people. So I had to look for what are my employees looking for, employers looking for, my clients. And I had lots and lots of people to choose from. I had people with degree qualifications. I had people with lots of work experience. I had people who had just dropped out of university. I had people who started their own businesses. And I can tell you right now, the people who got hired the most by the biggest companies in the UK are the ones that had work experience and the ones that performed best in the interview in terms of communication.
Yeah.
A degree is kind of there just as like a check mark. It's every single company says that they want a degree, but
Yeah.
they
Do
don't
they?
need
Yeah.
a degree. There's no legal qualification unless you're becoming a doctor or an engineer where you legally need to have a degree. The companies are just there as like a bonus to like show competence. If you can show competence through work experience or communication, you can get the job. And that's from personal experience and that is stating facts. That's not just me
Yep.
blabbing about
Yep.
random.
Because when I say it in my YouTube video, I don't have a experience like the one you had that you basically seen. You worked for a company, but still, I always say it. It's like as long as you show competence, like what do you think a business owners and entrepreneurs, like imagine yourself, would want? A person who's hardworking, left his outdated in, like with two big steel balls, and went out there in the world by himself, add some skills, client experience, testimonials, and etc. Or a person who went to live 20 minutes from his house to college at the dorm where he could go party. He
Mhm.
went party every weekend, every other weekend, and at the end of the 5 years, he got a degree. Okay, who you as a entrepreneur, business owners, who would you pick?
100% the person who's taking matters into his own hands. I don't. Most entrepreneurs, most business owners, probably didn't go to school. I didn't go to
Exactly.
school. We know that school. Look at Elon Musk, for example. He didn't send any of his kids to school. He made his own educational program, which, of course, you need to be in education. I'm not saying education isn't important. You
Yeah.
need fundamental education until you're about 16. You need to be able to go about life with a baseline of education. Any points on anything from 16 onwards is additional information that you don't really need that much. It's not necessary. And us as entrepreneurs and people who are giving you jobs know that we want experience, dedication, work ethic to an extent. I prefer to look at work efficiency.
Yeah.
I don't care. My work ethic is very low. I I don't really like working. I've automated most of my businesses, so I don't have to work on them, like my Amazon business. I don't like working, but I am efficient. I
Yep.
minimize the amount of time I spend working because I hate doing it, and I can focus more on other projects because I'm ambitious, dedicated, and efficient. Those are
Yep.
the three qualities that you look for.
Yep.
If you can do all of that, you are the perfect employee. I don't care if you're the most hardworking employee ever with a degree, but you take half an hour to do a task that I can do in 10 minutes,
Yep.
you're losing me money. It's as simple as that.
Yes. Me, I don't have, of course, a business yet, but if I were right now to hire a person that I want to stay in my company for years, the number one skill I would look for is a person open for improvement. Like arrogance is the number one thing that I hate in people.
Mhm.
Like they think they know how to do everything, and so I want someone very trainable, like with a very flexible mind. I don't
Mhm.
like people who are like,
Drinking break. Oh, by the way, try hold the mic a little bit closer when you're speaking, because I noticed it was like
Yeah.
down here. Like I'm not sure how clear it will be.
Okay.
I think that should be fine. Okay,
Back at it.
we're back. Sorry, small little technical issue there. What were we speaking about? We were speaking about what employers look for, and how, yeah, like what the first steps are. I think the best way to go about it is, let's take the average person our age. Um, they're at school, they're at university. They don't know what they want to do with their life, but they know they want to be successful. What would you say is the first stepping stones? Let's lay out a path for them.
Okay.
Average person, 16 to 23 years old, doesn't know what they want to do with life, but they know they want to be successful. What are the stepping stones?
All right. For me, I'm gonna talk also for personal experience. So I don't know if it applies to anybody, but that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
I would say go on YouTube because all the informations that you need are out there for free. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of time. All money does, it speeds up the process.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have no money, we're also adding that to the spectrum of
Yeah.
things. If he doesn't even have a penny, he's broke as hell. Okay. Get on YouTube.
Yeah.
Search best, I don't know, search a couple of videos, what best not business models, but best skills to learn in 2023, 2024, high demand skills. Okay, you're gonna have the classic, like we already know what they are. They are high ticket closer and copywriting, video editing, and all of those. So based on your situation, so for example, if you see that you have a ton of free time and you can do sales calls, high ticket closer.
Mm.
If you see that you don't have much time but you're always on your computer, copywriting, video edit. If you know you have a creative, character, video editing. So first of all, find a skill which is also correlated and is the best skill suitable for you based on your situation in life, based on your day, on your habits, on your inclination, etc. So you first of all choose a skill. Then what you do, you pick up your phone. You understand who that can be useful to, because that's the first step. You
Yeah.
understand who that can be useful to. So if you do video editing, you say, oh, that could be useful to creators. If you do copywriting, oh, that could be useful to e-commerces or personal brands. If you do high ticket closers, that could be useful to companies. Okay, and based on who you find that can need or is in need for your service or the skill that you have, you pick up your phone, go on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, and you start sending out outreaches. Okay, doesn't be. I'm not gonna go into the details of how the outreach is gonna be, but you send out as many outreaches as you can. Okay, nobody knows you out there, so the only way to do it is to outreach.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to really find the clients fast, also post about it.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that that's the number one thing that separates the shitty freelancers and the actual good freelancers, because that gives you such a much broader reach, and it gives you one important thing: credibility. Because I talk about email copywriting. If a personal brand sees me and goes check my YouTube, he already knows I know what I'm talking about because I talk about it on videos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it just shows credibility. So the steps are: choose a skill, understand who your target clients are, outreach to the clients, and just, you know, give them the service that they paid for.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all you need to do. As if you're right now, that's all you should think of. Start getting to the $1,000 a month mark. That's all
Yeah.
you should think for.
I think everyone that's very young is always straight away being told by big influencers like Imam Gadzi and everyone, go for 10K a month, do
Shit.
just 10K a month. Start off small, start off with 1K a month. Once you consistently start making 1K a month, which is very easy to do, by the way, you can either scale and try start making more money, or you can just do what all the successful digital nomads and entrepreneurs do, and that's move to somewhere like Chiang Mai, where that 1K a month is the equivalent of 10K a month, and you've got better networking opportunities, and it just spirals out of control from there. Like for me, I was making just under 10K a month consistently whilst traveling from my Amazon business. And now from moving to Chiang Mai, being able to invest much more money that I'm saving back into my Amazon business, the networking opportunities I have, my net worth has increased exponentially because now I have currently one private island under my company's name. I'm acquiring a second one. I am signing deals. I'm working alongside a 50-acre project to build a town, all just from the people I've met. And the reason I've been able to make these connections and be able to work on them is because of my ability to sell myself and sell what I am able to give you. I think the best that plays into a part of the best situation in life where you can be at is you have to have three people around you. You have to have a mentor, someone to look up to, someone to learn from, someone to streamline towards. You need to have an accomplice, someone alongside you, someone to compare yourself, someone to keep you accountable, someone com- to bounce each other off, to go on this journey together. And you need to have a mentee. You need to have someone underneath you learning. You are their mentor. You need to keep yourself accountable. You need to keep your morals, your ethics in check, because you have someone responsible for you. No, you're responsible for someone. And that's actually used in, I'm a big anime guy, and my favorite show is Naruto. The guy who starts off from absolutely nothing, he has a mentor, he has an accomplice, and he has a mentee, and he ends up being the king of his village. Which, funnily enough, if you compare it to me, very similarly, I start off with absolutely nothing. I have the three people around me,
And you have the
and
village.
and now I'm king of my own island. I'm king of Chiang Mai.
Oh,
um, but I think no, that is something that it's hard to get yourself into a position if you're surrounded by just the average person, which is just at school and university. It makes you feel like an outlier and not somewhere you can belong, and it makes you doubt yourself and what you're capable of yourself. And the biggest thing that's most important in entrepreneurship and business is confidence. If you can believe in something, fuck me, you probably can do it. There's nothing out of this world there's nothing out of reach for you. That's one thing that I've always been conditioned to since I was young. My name's Richard. I have the word rich in my name. And since I was a child, everyone has been telling me, you're going to be rich. And I've always been saying, what are my life goals? I'm going to be rich. I want to become what my name is. Which means, and everything that I put my mind towards, I believe and I basically gaslight myself into knowing I will succeed in it. Even the most outrageous experiences, and with coming from no success or prior like achievements beforehand, coming from no privileges. Say take running for example. I started running because I wanted to miss a day of school, and then I won the bar of sports and I started training hard. And I was like, you know what? I'm enjoying this. I'm going to pursue this as far as I possibly can. And I ended up becoming at a national stage, and that's when I said to myself, all right, I'm going to the Olympics. Skinny little Latvian white guy as a sprinter, I'm racing against 6'5" massive black guys like Usain Bolt, genetic genetic freaks. And just from hard work, dedication, and just effort and training, I managed to get myself not to win 2 junior Olympic medals and to go to Tokyo Olympics. Of course, there was a few incidents that happened along the way that led me not to become the main sprinter at the Tokyo Olympics. I went there as a backup runner. That's because the whole ganja side of things came into play. And in the meantime, COVID hit, and of course, I couldn't train anymore. As you know, Tokyo Olympics was postponed by a year. This is when my Amazon business started doing really well. So I moved to Italy and I started my Italian real estate.
great choice.
Of course, I love Italy. I went there on holiday and I loved it so much that I just stayed there. Me and my sister bought the entire top floor of our apartment building that we were staying at, and we started an Airbnb business. That was my first business, and I started traveling, throwing parties. I kind of like neglected traveling a bit, athletics a bit, which means when the Olympics came back up to play, I was behind a little bit, and then I wasn't as good as where I wanted to be. And my priorities went forward to, I went from, all right, I've reached the Olympics. I know that the average person can become a world champion athlete. I can do anything. I just started my Amazon business. I was like, I'm going to make my Amazon business successful, and I'm not going to stop until it is. Fast forward about half a year's time, I'm making 10 grand a month profit successfully, consistently, and I started traveling the world.
And almost passively.
Passively, yeah. I automated it. Like I said, I hate working. So I automated it. Everyone on Amazon has warehouses. My mentor, as I said before, you need a mentor. My mentor was Jack's Amazon Club. I paid £1,000 for his mentorship, and it was amazing. He is a very hardworking person. He has a team, he has a warehouse, and he's dedicated, and his work ethic is through the roof. Me personally, I have very low work ethic, but I am dedicated and I am motivated. So I will go about finding the most efficient way to go about it. I like spending my time and I like enjoying the money and the time that I've earned.
Yeah.
So I've managed to automate my entire Amazon business to only work for like 2 hours a week. All I have to do is send an email to my manufacturer, my supplier, say, hey, send X amount of units to Amazon warehouse. They send it, and then Amazon sends it for every single sale. All I have to do is write one email a month, and I'm making 10K a month passively, consistently.
It's crazy.
And that shows that if you're confident enough and you're humble enough to learn new things, to be able to be taken in the hands of a mentor, the world's your oyster. And now my new dedication, my new goal in life since starting my projects and moving to Chiang Mai is I will become one of the most influential people on social media, and I will be making a city for the next generation of digital nomads and entrepreneurs, and I'm going to liberate the next generation. And that is I am keeping myself accountable right now. Richard Klein, in 1 year's time, you will look back at this video and you will be shocked as to how far you've gotten. You already have one island. You're in the process of getting another one. And I want this island to be one of the best cities for entrepreneurs and digital nomads. If you want to be a digital nomad and you want an online job, repost my videos. The TikTok Creator Fund just came out. If you want to make £1 per 1,000 views, take this very podcast right now, stick it into Opus Clip, throw it on all the TikTok channels you make, and you can start making money straight away. I'll give you an affiliate link. You can start making money from my sales. And like, look at my last two videos. My last two podcasts were all AI edited. I spent about 5 minutes of work. I put into Opus Clip my URL of the podcast, generated 30 videos, and two of them, one's on 500,000 views, the other one's on 1.5 million views. If you did that, 10 minutes of work, and you're in the TikTok creativity program, which you can easily just buy an account with 10,000 followers and have access to it straight away, you would have made £3,000 online completely passively.
And you didn't do the podcast.
I don't even.
They didn't do the podcast. Like, all you did was taking the clips, cutting them, posting them.
Yeah.
How much does it take?
All you have to do is you get a notification from me once a week or every single day, say, hey, new video on the Google Drive or my YouTube channel. All you have to do is take that video, put it into a AI video editor that I'm going to send you, post it on as many accounts as you can make on every single platform. There's a software that I can send to you that you post it to TikTok and it automatically gets uploaded to your YouTube, to Snapchat Spotlight, which pays the most, Instagram. You can have my entire Instagram market share because I live in Thailand. I cannot post to Instagram. It just goes to the Thai community. You at home, I am willing to work with you and personally, I'm willing to share my brand and my city that I am building. You can grow my brand on Instagram, get paid for it, have a passive income completely online, and be able to move to my city. That's why I'm doing it. I'm giving you online jobs and online methods of earning money without even having to spend a penny. I don't want your money. Keep your money. I just want you, once you are successful and once you are traveling the world making money online, come visit me on my island. You'll love it so much, you'll probably want to move there. And I'm telling you, because this is built from the ground up by an entrepreneur, by a digital nomad, 20 years old, for the next generation of people. And once again, learn marketing, because if that wasn't a good marketing pitch, I don't know what is.
That was not bad. That was
not bad. I need to refine
almost
it.
as good as if you had a script.
Maybe.
Almost as good. It was very good. You went all from the 3 steps, benefits, then you put an obstacle, and then you go with the solution. Very good. Very good. Yeah. As a copywriter,
And
I like the pitch.
one thing I can throw in there: if you're not going to do it, if the entire UK decides to not work with me, Russian's my first language, and guess who owns most of the real estate in Thailand already? Russians. I ran in the Olympics under my Russian name. There is no way I don't have a social media following already, potentially in Russia. Russia's banned all Instagram, Twitter, major social media platforms. They use their own ones. There's nothing saying that if you're not going to do it and you're not going to repost my videos, I have a whole community of Russians that will repost it to the Russian community, and my city will just be filled of Russians. Which, I'm sorry, like if you if you don't want that, start reposting my videos. It's not a question of if I will be successful and who will join me. It is a question on who is joining me. It's either you, the UK, and all the English speakers, or the Russians. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And the Russians have money to invest in my islands. Sorry, that's my marketing pitch out the way. I need to get that out.
It's the good thing is that we said to make money to start, it's easy. You just gave the easiest way. I don't know any easier. Let's call it affiliate marketing, but it's the easiest way of doing affiliate marketing.
Yeah, affiliate marketing is one of the best passive income strategies in the world. But there is one problem. You need a social following. If you can just use my social following, like the 5 million views I've reached in the last week, that's it. You've now got the best passive income strategy out there because you just use my followers. I know this works because I have a backup account with only 200 followers. And I've been experimenting with some viral techniques where I've made mistakes in some of my videos on purpose. I posted a video on my spare account with 200 followers. I never use it. I don't post it. I posted a video with my face in it to prove that I have brand loyalty. And I made a slight mistake. I called Van Gogh Picasso to show if my viral techniques work. 200,000 views as of a few days ago. It might be on 250,000 views. On an account that I don't use, that has 0 followers, 0 engagement. I doubled my account followers in that one video that took me about 2 seconds to record and half a minute to edit. I just put some auto captions on it. I posted that same video on my main account with 17,000 followers, but I took out the mistake I made on purpose, 1,000 views.
Of course, because it sounds just too regular. And that's a skill, you see? That is a skill.
That is going viral is a skill that you can easily learn
and sell.
And sell.
And sell. More than learn, you can easily sell. You just need to analyze a bit. Why is this going viral?
Yeah.
All right? No, write it down. Why did that go viral?
Yeah.
Write it down.
Yeah.
You have a script of everything that goes viral, and you go to a personal brand, and you're like, I can make you go viral.
Yeah.
And they're like, cool, make me go viral, and I'll pay you. You open your notebook. Oh, say a mistake in the video.
Yeah.
You tell them, instead of saying that Bali is a city, say Bali is a country.
Yeah.
And and you're gonna get paid a shit ton of money from that.
Yeah.
Because it's a skill. Growing on social media, going viral is a skill.
It really is. It's a skill that you can then monetize. This goes back into our original point on if you don't know what to do, develop a skill. If you want to learn the skill on how to go viral, like I said, repost my videos, you'll have direct contact to me. I will literally teach you the software, the techniques, the fonts, the pace, the wording I use to go viral consistently. That's got me 5 million views in the past week. And I've just started doing social media. I started doing social media when I moved to Thailand, which was 3 months ago.
Really?
3 months ago.
So you're telling me that 3 months ago you didn't have no TikTok following, no Instagram following?
No. If you look, I don't know if there's a way to fact check this. If you can go back and look at my TikTok following, I'll get my analytics up. All my followers and all my views are in the past like 3-4 months, I'd say, since I've started doing it. You can look back at all my old videos on TikTok. I had a video editor. Like I was making good money and I just hired a video editor. I wasn't talking. I just sent her some of my clips. I was getting like a couple hundred views. I didn't break the 1,000 view mark once until I took matters into my own hands. I learned how to go viral and now I'm doing it consistently.
Put your face in front of the camera.
Yeah. I've developed the brand image. Like people, there's a history of about a year's worth of footage on my TikTok that are getting 0 views, but it's footage of me just traveling. That is proof that I've been traveling for 2 years full time without any help from social media. I'm not just getting paid from social media and now telling you guys how to be successful. I've done it on my own, and now I'm doing social media, which is why I'm saying my next goal, I've become successful. My next goal is to influence and teach the entire generation to do the same.
And I want to go back to something you said before about confidence and your the thing. And I believe there's one key one, which is the ability of betting on yourself blindly.
Yes, yes. Take
That
risks.
is
Take huge
like,
risks.
who are you gonna bet on if not yourself?
Yes.
And how do you think you're what and in what other way are you thinking to grow if not betting on yourself?
Hmm. If you're going to invest into one thing in the world, the best investments are the investments you have the most guarantee on and the most control over. You don't have any more guarantee and control over yourself. If you invest in yourself,
That's facts.
you don't want to invest in any other company. You don't want to invest in any other business. You don't want to invest in anyone else because that is out of your control. Just invest in yourself. Learn skills. Associate yourself with like-minded people. Educate yourself. I spent the first travel.
Live, bet on yourself. And like, if I don't make the money this month, next month I don't want to have a roof over my head.
Yes.
You can't imagine
Yes.
how much you're gonna work, how much you're gonna do. If before you were like, I don't know if I want to take the sales call. Hey, next month rent ain't gonna pay itself. I'm gonna get into the sales call, okay? And I'm gonna kick ass in the sales call. It just puts you on a completely different situation where you have to pull it off, and everything, like your comfort zone, instantly boom expands.
Yes. Yeah.
All the circle around it of your comfort zone. As soon as you bet on yourself and you're in a shitty situation, you just look at it expanding like it never did before.
You have something that billionaires and the most successful people in the world wish they had, and that is nothing to lose. You have all the time in the world. You have, worst case scenario, you can go back to your parents' house. If everything fails, if everything fails and everything you put your mind and effort towards fails and your dreams don't come true, which is very rare, you'll end up right back to where you are right now. You have nothing to lose.
But with skills.
But with skills, and you have experience to do it again.
Yes.
Just do it over and over again.
Or if you don't want to do it over and over again and you want to get hired, you have experience and skills and you're going to get hired in a higher position.
Yes, it's all it is.
There's nothing to lose at the end of the
go
day.
out and do it. Don't wait for a better time to do it. Just do it right now. And because you're always going to think, you're always going to be waiting for the perfect opportunity to do something. The perfect ratio of this, the perfect this. You're going to spend more time on perfecting something than you will just starting it and perfecting it from there.
For sure.
That's why with all my businesses, with all the things I do, with all my meetings, with all the people I meet, I'm like, let's start a meeting, let's get talking, let's start a business, and then we'll move forward, and then we'll look at, then you have data to work with. What didn't work, what did work. If you want to, I don't know, make an e-commerce store, just get a shitty website up and going and then work from there. Don't spend years trying to perfect this website. And then when it doesn't work, you just give up because you spent a year working on it.
Yeah.
It's
with anything, the sooner you start, the better it is. When a lot of people fall into the limbo of consumption and not action.
Yes.
So they want to start something, for my example, I would say copywriting, and they spend probably 2 months watching videos on copywriting, never writing, not going into Discord servers and learning and getting reviews, nothing. And then they try to outreach after watching 20,000 videos on how to outreach, and they just quit. While if they, from the first day, were like, oh, copywriting, let me look at the basics, let me look at this email, I'll try to do a similar one with a different topic. If someone just takes action from the beginning, we're not saying find your first client today. We're saying instead of consuming a video or anything, try doing things yourself. You learn much more than 20 videos for a month.
Yeah.
And so they get lost in this little limbo of maybe 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
And that's where the motivation goes down and everything. And you feel like, I've already been in this shit for 3 months. I haven't done anything. I'm just consuming, so I won't start.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you start at the beginning, there's much more chance that you're gonna achieve it faster and you're gonna continue pursuing it.
I have a story that exactly supports what you said. When I first started doing Amazon, when I first did my mentorship, the first time you do anything, it's the hardest time you're gonna do it. The first 3 months were so hard, I actually gave up Amazon after 3 months of doing it for about a week or two. And then I thought, you know what? I spent £1,000 on this mentorship. I'm just going to send it, get some products going, and just go on from there. And then from there, history has written itself. It's I spent the first 3 months trying to perfect everything, make sure everything is good for the rest of my time, that I ended up doing nothing, losing motivation, and I gave up. And I thought, you know, let's come at it from a different point of view on just send it and learn from what I do, which is what I did. And that's what I
No good.
recommend. That's what, yeah, the first 3 months are going to be the hardest time you're going to spend it. It's like pushing a snowball uphill. It's going to be hard. It's going to get even harder as you're going up the hill. Then as soon as you get over that curve,
Momentum comes.
the snowball just grows and grows, and it just at one point you can just sit back and look at your wealth and your business grow by itself, which is luckily what's happened. And this is coming from two people at, I'd say, from us two, different stages in life. I'd say we're both in the top 1% of our age group.
Of our age group, for
Of
sure.
our age group, not completely in the world in anything. Obviously, the top 1% makes loads of money. But in our age group, the average 18-year-old, you're in the top 1%. The average 20-year-old, top 1%. You're someone that's gotten out of the loop and the rat race or the matrix.
Yeah.
And you've developed your skill and you're earning money with your skill. And I'm someone that's had business, like has had my skills. I've developed that. I've started my own businesses. I have multiple successful businesses. I'm building huge cities and projects. And look, we are in the same place, recording the same video, talking to each other. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're at. If you just get out there and do it, the possibilities are endless.
And I'll add to that, he is in a stage of life ahead of me. But having me invested in coming here, I've been able to get in touch with people ahead of me, and now I'm making a podcast with him, and now I have more connections, opportunities, and now I have a bigger reach for my business, etc., etc. And I am 18, so regardless of the stage you are at, coming here or going where there are other people, other digital nomads, will put you in the best conditions to find networking opportunities, because I would have never been able to get in touch with him in any other case, because it's so hard to get in touch with people ahead of you if you're not where they are.
Yeah, I get dozens of messages of people saying like, "Can I work with you? Can I do this? Can I do this?" And I'm like, not only do you not really demonstrate any value, which is the one thing that is, if you want to reach out to someone that I'm not saying you admire, but if you want to reach out to someone that you admire, or you want to work with someone ahead of you, as a mentor, demonstrate value. The best thing, like here, once you get past the first stage and you've developed your skill, in your case, it's copywriting. I don't like people who are ahead of you. Don't mind working with people behind them or at different. I wouldn't say behind them. You're just at different stages of life. Like I don't blame you for being 2 years younger than me. Being that I understand that you are successful for your age, and when you are going to get to my age. To my point, you might be even more successful than I am now, and that is something that I want under my wing as part of my team. And if you get out of if you go to places where digital nomads and entrepreneurship is the core value of the town, like say Chiang Mai, Bali, Dubai, Cancun, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, the cities that I'm building, that is where you can just grow together. You can have people who are above you. I have people above me that I look up to, and they have people that they look up to above them. And it's just a circle of a community that can grow together.
Exactly.
That you wouldn't have otherwise.
Together. That's the big thing. Most of the time, they're completely separated. The rich ones are in that district. The cool ones, like the middle one, are in that neighbor. That here, the neighbor is like co-working office, or everyone is there. There are people. I don't know like what they're making in that office, but there are co-working offices with people who are working every day, and that's the easiest connections you've ever made. You go get up a coffee and you're like, what are you doing? You literally work. Literally next to you. You can touch the elbow while working.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is.
Like back in the West, it's everyone against each other trying to become successful, and it's one person against the next person, and it's a fight on who will be the most successful.
Separating each other.
Here, everyone's working together to all achieve the same goal, and that is success. Take yesterday, for example. I was working at the co-working space. I had a meeting. I texted you. I was like, yo, what are you doing? Are you all right? I'm right next to you. I'm behind you. Like, do you want to have a meeting? Cool. We started having a meeting. We started planning this very podcast. Some random guy overheard our meeting. He was like, hey, do you guys mind if I join? Let's share a long cigarette and let's talk business. He now manages my customer service for all my mentorship clients.
That's great. Really?
I met him yesterday. Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. I spoke to him since then. I spoke to him and I was like, oh, so you do customer service and you do Amazon FBA consultancy calls? He was like, yeah. I was like, do you want to take on all my clients who have problems that only just need like 1 or 2 hours help? And like, we both share a profit. Cool. Yeah. He does that. That's clients for him. My clients are happier because that's a new package that I offer now. If you want consultancy calls for Amazon FBA businesses, let me know. I have an entire professional team and company doing that for me now in the space of 24 hours, all because we were at the same office working and we are open-minded and we want to work together. Yes, in the UK you have libraries, but libraries have an antisocial.
You can't talk in libraries.
You can't talk in libraries. You can't like go up to someone and speak to them. No, you doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. Leave me alone. It's such a hostile environment in the West. It's just you're fighting each other to try and become successful. I think that's the average philosophy of everything in the West, from the far left politics to the far right politics, the woke to the anti-woke, the fitness influencers to the body positivity people. They're trying to separate people and trying to have them fight against each other, because the more they're separated, the easier they are to control a specific demographic. Whereas here, if everyone's working together, if everyone has their core values and goals aligned, there's nothing stopping us.
Exactly.
There is nothing stopping it, like, at all.
That's why it's so peaceful here. Like, going to the co-working office and everyone networking, everyone working on their craft, everyone dedicated, but at the same time, it almost seems like we're all going like towards the same goal, freedom, and that's, we all have something in common. We are here in Chiang Mai because we understood the power of coming in the East and having freedom and how beautiful it is here, and we all work together. In the big thing exactly of the West that I don't like, and I mean that you've just said perfectly, is trying to separate and distinct a person from each other, a category from the other, a social class from the other. We are probably two different social classes, but we're here because we have something in common. We have a passion, let's say. We have dedication, hard work. We want to do something with social media. So doesn't matter once you are in the no digital nomad life or here out here where you are in life. What matters is what you have in common. And the thing is, in the West, they all have things in common too, but they all emphasize what they have in difference.
Yes.
The differences.
Yes, I think. Damn, I had a really good trail of thought and I lost it just there. Unbelievable. That's annoying. My mind's gone completely blank. Oh no. Yeah, my mind's gone completely blank. I think take it away. I'll come in. I'll come in at some point.
Now mine is blank. I was waiting for you.
This podcast is completely unscripted.
And we decided to do like that.
We decided we're just gonna stand up, chill in the pool.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's hot day. Let's chill in the pool, have a conversation, throw the camera in, and see what we're talking about. And I think yes, and just hit roll and see what kind of stuff we can talk about. Everyone here, let's start off with everyone here that has come from a different country, and you can tell someone's come from a different country because they're not Thai. Every single foreigner you see that you can spot from a mile away, you have one thing in common with them, and that is success. The passion for success. And not only do you both want to be successful, but you both also know you're already partially successful because you're out here in the East. You're not in your home country. You're already partially successful, and you want to be successful. In the West, not only is it harder to notice someone because, well, everyone is just another white person, but not everyone shares the same drive for success. Not everyone wants to be super successful because, like I said, the average person just does want to go to university, just does want to get a 9-to-5 job, which there's nothing wrong with that. But for the people who do want to be successful, you're at a disadvantage. And not only that, even if you do find someone that does happen to be successful, they've probably not done anything with themselves either. They're probably at the same point as you are, sitting there trying to like mumble around, thinking about what to do, and they haven't. They're still in their home country, which, like I said, there's nothing bad. There's positives and negatives of each. It just emphasizes how life's on easy mode out here. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, life's on literal easy mode. Even if everything goes south, as long as you have like £5 a day to get you by, well, that's your food sorted, that's your transportation sorted. Mopeds are like £2.50 a day. Accommodation, if you just like a hostel's like £2.50 a day, £5 a day. Life's on easy mode. You don't have to worry about money. You have networking opportunities, which are very easily. You have literal meetups of entrepreneurs every single week to meet up. You can job opportunities very easily. Since everyone here makes money online, guess what everyone needs? Virtual assistants. My sister put up a flyer in yellow up saying, I'm a virtual assistant. I've got some time. Do you want me to do anything? Next day, she got a virtual assistant job. She gets paid £10 an hour just to do a bit of property research stuff, which, once again, good for me. I'm into real estate. I got into contact with this random guy. I'm like, hey, you do property? Let's work together. I've got a meeting.
Jump on a meeting. Are you at the co-working office? Okay, come outside. Boom, meeting right there.
It's life's on easy mode. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And all you have to do to get out here is just start making a bit of money online. And hey, I've just given you the perfect opportunity.
Free, I was about to say.
For absolutely free.
So
hey,
easy.
there you go.
And that is one. I also teach a skill. I teach copywriting because that's what allowed me to come here on the East. With all my money, didn't ask money to my parents or nothing. I made my money while in high school. So, and in Italy or in Europe in general, the high school is harder. I don't know if you're from the US or where you're watching this from, you know it. So, having all A's in high school in Italy, then home, copywriting, making enough money to then come here in the East. So if I did it, I don't care where you are at right now in life, you can do it too. Go on YouTube, watch my videos, how like copywriting trainers, I have everything for free. I have a Discord community free to help other guys do the same. Because I really truly believe in this. And what I would like to do, I'm trying to build my community to a point where it gets physical. It gets all in Chiang Mai. Meet up in Chiang Mai at your island. Okay? That's the point I'm trying to get my community. It's not just copywriting.
Yes.
It's people with a different mindset
Yes.
that don't have people with the same mindset around them. And they look for this Discord community. They look for communities, and I'm giving it to you for free. So
Exactly. As I said, like, I want to build a safe haven and the perfect heaven on earth for people who want to be successful. And I want different communities within a town. I need copywriting communities because do you know what all these copywriters are going to have? Business people and clients right there. They're going to be their neighbors. I'm going to have one section that's going to be all copywriters. You need to have an entire army of copywriters there because right next door is going to be a bunch of, I don't know, OnlyFans managers who need copywriters for the email marketing. Right next door to them is going to be a bunch of newsletters, marketing teams.
Yeah.
They need copywriters to work alongside. They need, I don't know,
email marketing.
Everything. They need, right next door, we're going to have social media influencers. It's a community that works together. We build together, and it goes back to what humans were designed to do, and that is trade services, grow together, and I'm building off an island that's fully sustainable. We grow our own food, we fish our own, we have chickens, we have ducks, we have the biggest, cleanest lake. We are a self-sustaining island that I want people to just come to, move to, and be able to just work. From OnlyFans managers. If you're an OnlyFans manager and you have OnlyFans models, send them out to a private island. You can record the best content in the world, and then you'll work right next to our video editors. If you're a video editing team, you have clients and you have a bunch of footage from our videographer. If you're a good videographer, come to the island. You have a bunch of OnlyFans models. You have social media people, podcasts to do. If you're a podcaster, you have a studio there. If you're in construction, everything needs building. Everything needs building. Come build the island. We already have a resort there, and we already have accommodation and restaurants already built. But like a floating Muay Thai stadium, a floating podcast studio, a floating, I don't care, yoga retreat. And if you're a yoga instructor, come over. We'll get you all the yoga people. We'll get yoga influencer. If you're a yoga influencer, come to the island, stay for free, promote the island, get a bunch of yoga people there. You now have clients, and you now have a perfect way of living, and it all just works together. And depending on your situation in life, you need a skill.
Yes.
If you want to go copywriting, which I'd say is one of the best skills out there because every single business needs copywriting. Why do you think I've, this is one of my first podcasts. I am trying very hard, well, not trying, but it would work perfectly to have a copywriter beside me on all the businesses, all the websites, all the projects to happen. And not only is that great for you, but it's great for your community of copywriters.
Yeah.
If you don't want to really go into the social media side of things and then just constantly just work under me as like a repurposer or something, go into copywriting. You can start your own business. And here is the perfect mentor who is the top 1% for his age group, who is your next stepping stone in life.
There's nobody at my age on YouTube saying what I'm saying, doing what I'm doing. Not that I know of. I always say this though. Not that I know of, because maybe, fuck, who knows?
Maybe there might be someone out there that is doing it, but if you're,
and I hope I meet him. Hopefully, we get to his island and we meet each other. But what I want to summarize what you said with is all you need to access all of this, to access the island, to access the East, the freedom,
a community
comes down to what? One skill.
Just one skill. That's what
Bro,
you need to do.
It's literally master a fucking skill, come in the East, and then network. And then there you find so much job. Like he just told you, I just got a job opportunity right here live because I'm here.
I basically just offered him a bunch of free jobs to do on all my businesses.
Yeah. Why? Because I'm better on Fiverr? Because I post on YouTube, so he's seen that I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then because I'm here.
Yeah.
If I wasn't here, it would have never knew about me.
If I wanted a copywriter, I could have just gone to Fiverr, I could have just gone to Upwork, I could have just like tried to find someone. No. I've gone to someone who is here personally with me, who only got this opportunity because you are here, and because you are literally getting opportunities and chances to become success just from being here. And not only that, but you do have the YouTube, you have the social proof that you know what you're talking about. And I thought, yes, it took me a while. I met you at the Moat House, which was a few weeks back, and I spent my time doing my due diligence, looking into people, making sure that the people I work with are actual people that I believe in and are successful and aren't just talking bollocks. And that's when I reached out to you. I was like, you know what? Let's get a podcast going. And in the space of 24 hours, here we are. Now you have a bunch of projects to work on with one of the biggest cities, literal private islands to your disposal now, that you could have as well if you just learn a simple skill and start making a bit of money online and move out here.
Literally.
And you can literally, if you move out to Chiang Mai, I can guarantee you now, if you watch this podcast, I can personally sit down with you and speak about your next steps forward after you've moved out. Come here for a holiday. I have so many people. I have someone that's just flew into Bangkok on the 20th. What day is it today? 21st.
I got no clue.
Someone flew in yesterday.
I don't know where. I don't even know what month it is. I'm just. I wake up and I go to work. I don't know. I don't know what month it is.
Someone just came on holiday and they're like, "Hey, we're here on holiday. Can I sit down with you? I want to move to Thailand. I want to figure out my next steps." Sure. Let me know when you're in Chiang Mai, or if I believe with you, if you're successful enough, or I believe with you enough, or I think we can work well enough. I'll invite you out to my private island now. We'll sit down to talk business there.
We're giving the game, literally giving free game.
We are literally giving you a step-by-step instruction on how to become the top 1% within like what, half a year?
It took me half a year.
Half a year. I'd say by next year. Summer's just ended. Assess how your summer went. Did you stay at home all day? Did you go on 1 or 2 holidays? Did you do this? Did you do that? Okay. Imagine how good your summer would have been if you had thousands of pounds at your disposal passively. What would you have done? Would you have traveled to the other side of the world? Would you have brought your friends with you? Would you have... What would you have done?
Bitches.
Brought some bitches, exactly.
Because people do that. Like, they are like, want to travel the world and they don't understand that you don't need no girls with you or you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's easier to pull out here. So much easier because everyone's here on a good time. Everyone's like, not only do you have travelers, like here in Chiang Mai, living in Chiang Mai is good because whenever people start backpacking around Asia, they fly into Bangkok and they go up to Chiang Mai first, and then they do Cambodia, then they do Laos, then they do Vietnam, then they do the south of Thailand, and they go back to Bangkok. Every single week, we have a fresh new cohort of girls just going into the same clubs.
They want to find themselves.
They're here to find
They
themselves.
find themselves in our bedroom.
Exactly. That's a quote by Tristan.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
They come to find
That was
themselves,
coming.
and
We
they
knew it was
find
coming.
they come to find themselves, and they find themselves getting their batty blown out over my balcony at my pool villa. Or on my private island now. So, how could you say no to that?
How many can you fit there? That's the question. That's the only question here. Oh, you're building a second island now.
I'm
That's
second.
why.
That's why I'm building so many projects. I need to house them. I need to house all the bitches. No, but if you're even if you struggle with girls back at home, say you're not the best looking, Thailand is a country. The national sport is Muay Thai. It is a country that pushes fitness very hard. You will naturally get into better shape out here in Thailand because of the Muay Thai classes you're doing. And if you have any contact with me, I'm going to force you to go to Muay Thai classes because I'm here on a Muay Thai visa as well. And just the general fitness, like there's not many overweight Thai people. It's more of like,
I haven't seen one overweight person.
yeah,
I haven't seen one.
If you want to get into better shape, this is a better place to come to. If you struggle with girls, you can put yourself into a position of life where girls will just come to you. Look at me, for example. I'm not going to say if I get or don't get girls. All I'm saying now is whenever I go to the club, I've got a pool villa with an after party with a jacuzzi after. What girl will say no to that? And if they go to that, and if they don't go to that, well, I've got an island. I've got a fucking island, all right? I can fly you to an island. Even if they say no to that, fuck it, fine. I'm gonna get a bunch of OnlyFans managers who will bring their own girls, their own OnlyFans models to my island for them to live together, film content together. And what do? I don't gain anything. I've just got an island full of girls now, full of models. You can create your own reality as you want. You can shape it. Like, I believe in manifestation. Anything that you want, you can just create and you can just build into reality.
Yep.
I want a fucking private island full of hot models. Boom.
Done.
I've got a private island now. I'm gonna get a bunch of OnlyFans models that are gonna send a bunch of models there, and it works out for the models because they have a private island to film all their spicy content on, and they have full privacy. The managers love it because, well, they now literally have an island to live with their models to manage them. I love it because, well, not only are they paying me for all of this, but I now have a fucking island full of models. I'm surrounded by. They're gonna go then. They're like, "Wow, this is an amazing island. Who owns it? Hello, Richard Klein. Nice to meet you. I'm the owner of the island."
Yeah, and besides, sorry if I interrupt you.
Go on.
Besides that, if you're, I would like to go back to the point of if you're not good looking.
Yeah.
There's abundance here. That's what it is. There are horny university girls, virgins, ready for you. Don't care if you don't like if you think that you're not as you don't pool wherever you are in your home country. Come to fucking Thailand. They want you. They want you. Okay. They literally want you.
Yeah. My friend Harry, he is a big sex addict. He is a horny guy. And when he came out here, he was shagging, so it was heaven on earth for me. If you're a guy that likes to, get busy with the girls, oh my god, I had to convince him to go back home so he can finish his last year in university because he was here pulling
anything.
Not anything in terms of bad quality. The quality here is good because the girls are the low quality girls who are like, I'm not going to say too much before I'm going to get a whole bunch of girls who have a go at me now as well, as if I don't have enough people hating me. The quality of girls, I'd say, are up here are just nicer. You're on the beach all the time. You're in pools all the time. They take care of their physiques. They take care of their body.
They're healthy.
They're healthier. Not only that, but they like to travel. They're much more enjoyable to talk to. They're like, oh, so what do you do? How are you able to afford to travel? What are your plans? Where are you traveling to next? Where's your favorite place to travel? They're more inclined. They're easier to just communicate with. I have more friends. I've made more friends that are girls here in Thailand in the past 3 months than I have in the last 20 years in the UK, because it's just easier to talk with them.
They're outgoing, yeah.
We have similar interests. We both like to travel. Oh, you like to travel? Oh, do you like camping? Let's take a road trip up to the mountain. Let's go for a camping. By the way, that's some free game right there. If you want a perfect first date in Chiang Mai, camping trip, or let's take a hike. Girls move to you so easily because all they do is like, hey, do you want to take a waterfall date? Do you want to do a hiking date? Fuck yeah, I want to go. I want to go explore a waterfall. And then obviously they want to explore a waterfall with someone. There's no pressure. You just go, you travel, you're on the motorbike, they're hugging onto you on the bike. You're driving up the mountains, you're talking, the view's lovely.
Yeah.
And then you climb up the waterfall, you give them a hand here and there, you get to the top. What I like to do, I'll give you on some game. You get to the top of the waterfall, the view is amazing. I'm a smoker, so I teach them. They lay in between. You hug them around, and you teach them how to roll their first joint. They love it. They absolutely love it. Some of my girls, if you're watching this, sorry, you weren't special. No, I'm joking, but like, I don't know.
How are you?
I can't say it. I'm gonna have to restrict this from some people watching.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut this.
Free game for all of you guys.
Exactly. Girls don't. You didn't hear that part. You didn't
That's
hear that.
yeah. Like back home, I was so I wouldn't say. At some points, I was so depressed and bored with life that I was searching for girls, and that made me unproductive. I spent most of my time on Tinder and dating apps looking for girls, just because I just wasn't enjoying life. All I was doing is just sitting in miserable London, spending loads, training or working. Whereas here, I'm enjoying life so much. Like,
You didn't even get time to eat today.
I haven't eaten today. Yeah,
Since how much you enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we're probably gonna go eat something.
Yeah, there's a Japanese restaurant just across the road
Heck
that
yeah.
we're gonna go hit up. Definitely.
That's the kind of life. Fast life.
That's
Fast life.
always
That's how
always
you
in the
want
game.
it. Fast life.
Whereas, yeah,
Where
I
you
don't,
forget to eat. You forget to eat. You forget to sleep from how fast your
yeah,
life is.
and I'm not even hungry. I've managed to. I'm basically fasting every day now, and I try not to eat in the morning because
Yeah.
it kicks my brain into overdrive mode. Shout out to Kyle. I learned about fasting from him, which you're gonna have a podcast come out very soon about it. But I've been waiting for him to send me the fucking audio for it. Anyways, fasting is very good that I found because when I eat, I'm comfortable. I like being out of my comfort zone. As soon as I eat, I'm like, all right, life's good.
Yeah,
I can
that's true.
relax.
That's
I
true.
can watch a TV show whilst I'm eating. I can, I don't know, have a joint as well. If I'm fasting, my brain's in fight or flight response. I am like constantly concentrating on work, constantly speaking quickly. My mind is on business, all right, and trying to be able to find my next meal. Obviously, I know I can afford a plate of food. I can afford my meal, but my body biologically doesn't know that. I'm constantly on edge.
Yep.
Which, combine that with a bit of coffee in the morning, oh, you literally have superpowers. I have diagnosed ADHD at home, and how ADHD works is you have lower dopamine levels than the average person, which means you need constant distractions to be able to raise that dopamine level to focus on something. Here, look at how high my normal dopamine level is. I'm surrounded by beautiful flowers, beautiful trees, beautiful weather, beautiful girls, beautiful guys as well. I'll give it to you. He's a good looking guy, man. My dopamine levels are high. Obviously, I don't swing that way, don't I? I don't swing that way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, your average dopamine levels are just high.
Yeah.
You're not going to find a depressed person out here.
No.
I haven't met a single person who's like, yeah, I'm like depressed. How can you be depressed? Look at where we are. And because of my higher dopamine levels, I'm now at my baseline. I've basically cured my ADHD without any medication. Back in the US, they'd prescribe you medication, Adderall this, prescription this. They're just trying to medicate you. Who knows what they're putting in those medications? Because at the end of the day, pharmaceuticals are just another business. You're just another client to them. They need to make you dependent on them. Here, my dopamine levels has risen to the normal baseline of normal people who don't have ADHD, and I can focus and I can work very well. Combine that with fasting and a coffee, I basically have superpowers, and that's how I can work 24 hours a day, all the time.
Yeah, and I wanted to say sustainable dopamine.
Yes.
You don't take dopamine from scrolling on TikTok. You take dopamine from nature, walking,
Yes.
working.
Yes.
That's the kind of dopamine that hires your baseline. While if you take a kind of dopamine like TikTok scrolling, you have a spike and an even deeper drop.
Yeah.
So that's where the depression comes from. You need dopamine, you get it from fast dopamine like TikTok, and then the drop after even
Mm.
worse.
If you already started your entrepreneurial journey and you're finding it difficult with motivation, with confidence, with just happiness in general, look at where your dopamine sources are coming from. Look at your screen time right now. After this video, go on your screen time. If TikTok is one of the highest ones, you're watching this on TikTok. And I am encouraging you to look for alternative dopamine sources. If it's going for a run, reading a book, just doing a bit of work is enough to get that accomplishment dopamine out of you. I don't know, if you have a pool, go for a swim. Obviously, that only applies for people who have a pool, which is easier if you're out here, which is, like I said, easier to have natural dopamine. Go for a walk in
So
the
much
park.
easier, bro. So much
My
easier.
screen time has dropped massively. I am only on my phone for work. Why would I want to look on my phone when I can look up from my phone and be
For real.
surrounded by beautiful
This place is
mountains,
beautiful.
beautiful sunsets, and things to do? Whereas in London, in the West, I get it. Why would you want to look up and be surrounded by an ugly city, by miserable people,
Grey city, a
grey
grey city.
city, when you can just look down on your phone and have constant dopamine? Yeah. Let me check, see if we're still
Yeah.
recording. Oh, we're still going. We're still
Want to wrap
going.
it up?
All good. Um, I think we've got quite a bit of. I think we've spoken. Do you have anything else to speak about?
Maybe God, but I don't want to really get into the topic. Are you like, what's your relationship with God?
I come from a very Christian Orthodox family. Obviously, being raised by a Russian family, they were very strict Christians. Um, and I've had a very on and off relationship on if there is higher powers or not. I don't want to think about Christianity specifically, and I basically became atheist for a little bit. And then my first mushroom trip, which is what changed my life, started introducing me to religion, and now I do believe that there is a higher being, and there is a higher world, or just
Power,
a
yeah.
power. There's a higher power. Is it Christianity? I don't want to say it. I don't want to. I haven't done enough research into specific religions for me to be able to pinpoint what religion I am. Here in Thailand, I've been exposed to Buddhism a lot, and I do like the morals and ethics of Buddhism in terms of karma, in terms of affirmations, in terms of. I don't know that much about Buddhism, to be honest. That's what I know.
What goes
Um,
around comes around.
I'm spiritual. You know, I'm
Yeah,
spiritual. Let's
that's
put
it.
it that
Yeah.
way. How about you? What did you want to say?
I started off, yeah, as me, same, very Christian family, going always at church on Sunday.
You're
Uh,
Italian. Italians are very
yeah,
Christian, aren't
and
they?
we have
Yeah.
the Catholic Church,
Mm,
the Pope, etc. So yeah, and unfortunately, it's so much pushed on the young generation that they then get away with it, like get away from it
mm,
after after their parents don't push them to go no more. They're like, oh,
mm,
nice,
mm,
and they don't go, and they lose the relationship with God, and it's something I lost too. And then I then found on my entrepreneurial journey when I was alone, and I'm like, who do I have with me? Who do I talk to? And I felt that I had to talk with God. So I am Christian. I believe in God, Jesus Christ. I read some of the Bible, but that's not what I really want to focus on. What I really want to focus on is having a spiritual guide, having a God, how that, whether whatever you choose, but how that impacts an entrepreneur even more. But that also puts in the 1% because 99% of guys nowadays, if you're a Christian or if you believe strictly in something, they're like, you're weird. You
mm,
believe,
mm-hmm,
oh. So that's also another thing that I think allowed me to get even more into the 1%, if you want to call it like that,
mm-hmm,
because it's completely different from what most people do. Most guys do. They all like are the opposite. They go, "Oh, God, no." While if you embrace it, it gives you a feeling of gratefulness,
Mhm.
of safeness
Mhm.
that allows you to push even harder on your life, to bet
Mhm.
more on yourself because you know you're not alone. You
Mhm.
have someone always with you. So that allowed me to do a lot of my choices. A lot of the choices I did betting on myself, I did them thanks to God because I knew that even if anything went to, like, I don't want to cuss what I say, what I talk about it, but even if everything went fucked, I would have still have God with me, and I would still have a plan B. And now I'm here. My family is in Italy. Who do I ask to protect my family, to take care of my family? I asked God. So that's why I feel like it improved my life a lot, and that's why I am not entitled to do it yet. I don't have enough knowledge on it yet, but it's something, a topic that I'm definitely gonna cover in my YouTube videos because I think it's missing in a lot of people's life. A spiritual guide that, as you said, you're spiritual too.
Mhm.
A spiritual guide that can really boost your life. And I know it's, you don't use it to boost your productivity, but it boosts your productivity, boosts your rates of success because it
Mhm.
allows you to take more chances, take
Mhm.
more risks.
Mhm.
And I think we're about to get rain on.
Oh yes, there is a very big cloud coming over here. I think maybe that's
Yeah, maybe it's time to wrap it up.
maybe that's God telling us to, like, hey, you know, I think that's a good time to wrap it up now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's been a great podcast.
I'm
We've
glad we didn't script it.
Yes, if you have any more specific topics that you'd want us to talk about, um, let us know. Like, we both live in Chiang Mai. We can do this every other week, every week if we really wanted to.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I think that's very cool. I think the sun's setting at the moment over there. Let me see if I can move up the camera. We've got a beautiful sunset happening over there in the background, and then here we've got a massive cloud that we're about to get rained on.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that should wrap it up.
that's a great wrap up. Great, man. Great having you
Great
on here
podcast,
today.
man. I'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Woo! Wow,
Not
that is a
bad, huh?
beautiful video.